All right. Sorry, I think I forgot to start the recording, but we are now recording. And like I was talking about the Microsoft Innovative Educator program, first step is to join the Microsoft Innovative Educator community, which I guess all of you are by now a part of the community. The next step is to create a 2-minute office mix or a sway about what you are, who you are, why would you want to be. So there are certain questions that you need to answer. And what is Office Mix and Sway? Well, we're going to create those stories today itself. So we're going to talk all about it. And there is a video that I've created, and Jyoti will just post the link to that OneDrive video. And you could actually take a look at, hear me out, to see what the next steps are. Well, I know the first question on every educator's mind, what's the cost? Well, there is no cost involved in this, so this is definitely a free of cost thing. If you are an educator and technology excites you, you use technology in your daily classroom practices in a very meaningful manner, well, then this is the platform for you. Go ahead and apply. So we basically want to recognize education innovation. That's the only agenda. And thereon, we take you on a journey, which is absolutely exciting. The rest of the MIs who are there in this group right now will definitely shout out to tell us why you've been an MI, how have you enjoyed it, why would you want to be. So here is a call out, shout out to all the MIs in the room to say, what does MI mean? What do you want? Why do you want to be an MI? Why do you want to continue to be an MI? So till we move on, please keep the chat window running on that. Keep an eye on those comments. All right. Till you people discuss the MI. MI is a transformational journey. Yes, Shelly, that's so true. Okay, so till we talk about that, let me say a huge thank you to the people who have sent in their assignments, because it's absolutely encouraging for us to come back the next day or the next session to see that, you know, you've done that work and that you've come back with assignments. So those assignments were a peek into your understanding of how to use Skype and OneNote. And I must say, either we are two good educators, teachers, or trainers, or you're two good educators out there. The plans are absolutely amazing, and each plan has its own niche. We will be getting back to you about how this plan can be taken onto the next level and how to create it, make it more interesting, and what to do now that you have a OneNote in hand. In fact, I should take right now to tell you what to do. No, but let me tell you, let me give a shout out to people who have not submitted their assignments as of now. I understand that, and I'm assuming that you must have faced some problem in submitting the assignment. It could be due to paucity of time. It could be due to you didn't know where to post it, as simple as that. Well, if that's the problem, here's the email ID that's flashing on your window, which is email msedun@microsoft.com. So please send in your assignments on this email ID or post it on Yammer, whichever way you're comfortable, or directly email them to us. That's also all right. But please do finish up your assignments, because like we tell our own students, till you practice what you've been taught, it's going to have very little significance. Therefore, I'll highly encourage you to please do your assignments and do submit them. Okay, having done that, I'm going to talk about two tools here today. One is Sway and the other one is OfficeMix. Think Microsoft in presentations and you naturally think of PowerPoint, isn't it? Well, but this week we are going to talk about this very impressive tool called Sway that could actually change the way you think. Bored of using the same old presentations, want a new way of sharing information with students, or students making new stories using a new tool? Why not take a presentation overhaul by driving it into Office Sway? Now, it's a free tool and it doesn't require installation and works on all browsers and devices. Well, that's a boon, I must tell you. Like PowerPoint, Sway is designed to help you build presentations which can combine text, images, and videos. But it's not just academic, but Microsoft says that it is for interactive reports, presentations, then personal stories, third grade book report, blog entries, newsletters, vacation journals, um, just about any invitation or any pitches that you want to make to parents or even stakeholders. So all of them can be swayed, as simple as that. Before we get into the details of sway, let me tell you something. Sway is something that you can create automatically. How? I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to show you that if you had a OneNote notebook, there is an add-in in your Sway, in your OneNote, which you can download. And once downloaded, you will find it in your home button. Do you see this? If you see this, and if I click on this, it'll automatically create a sway of all my contents. Now, before I came in here, I have already done that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that sway. Again, I go to my cluster of dots. Here the sway rests here. Where to access sway? It's an online tool. It cannot be downloaded and it is not available offline, and it can only be accessed and worked upon online. So you need to have internet connectivity to work on this very tool. And this gives you a glimpse into all the tools that we have created till now. Okay, and let me again look for the one that I've created on Game Lab, which I'm going to present to you next week. Actually, not next week, on Saturday, I'm sorry. We're meeting on for Game Lab. You will see that sway on that day, but I will try and give you a glimpse of it right now. I could actually even make it right away, but it's going to ask for sign in. I'm going to eat up your time, so I'm not really going to go in for that. Till then, let me tell you that there is one big difference between Sway and an app like PowerPoint, is that it aims to remove the technical obstacles between you and your story. With PowerPoint, what happened was that you had to do a lot of formatting. You needed to move the tools, you needed to choose the shapes, you needed to format the entire way in which you're presenting. But choosing fonts and layouts and importing and cropping photos and creating transitions, sharing of your creations, all of that was a bit of a trouble. But here, when you work in Sway, you don't have to worry about any of that. If you don't have to really want to do that yourself, if you don't have time, what I would do is I would go to my OneNote, say send to Sway, and create something like this. Here I found it. This is the sway that it created for me. Now when you look at this, keep an eye on the images, the text that I'm showing you right now. And now look at, I can play this from here. Now look at the way this has been created. What you see is that I've not only taken that but enhanced that entire data. So half the job was done for me, because half the things I've just brought them from there, and you know that what is Minecraft, or the explanation of this Minecraft remains here. All I had to do was create more or add more data to it to make it more appealing, to make it more interesting. While I'm working on this OneNote, it looks like a data collection tool. Yeah, I collected my data here, I researched, and I put everything that I want to talk about over here. But while I'm presenting, I would want it in a more presentable format. So that presentable format would be Sway for us. I hope that brings in some clarity. This I'm going to show you next time. But let me take you back to the main page of Sway. Where do you get Sway? You get Sway at sway.com. It's as simple as that, and you can sign in using your own ID. So Sway is a fresh new way of presenting all the content that you have. If you want to show your content to the world, that's a new way of showing your content to the world. And I think of it as one-page website, basically, in which you can add a variety of communication modes. When published, it can be shared with on any device, and anywhere in the world you can access it on your phone, on your tablet, on your desktop, on your laptop, or any which way that you would want to. As an added bonus, it can be embedded into your other sites or blogs to become a part of your larger presentation or your portfolio. So those are benefits that I think are going to be a boom for your classroom, and I think I can hear a wow. Even if I can't, let me tell you, it is wow. So basically, Sway is used to create beautiful web-based expression quickly and easily whenever we need, whatever device we have.
Yeah, it's easy to share our ideas and it looks great on any screen. It's so simple and you can do it very quickly. It's like our mind is a canvas and we can just visualize our creation right then and there. So to start, we should just go to sway.com, or as Meenakshi showed you, from those 9 tabs on the outlook.com, you could come to Sway or go to sway.com. So this is the screen when you go and just say get started. And it's very simple, just sign in with your email address. It could be a Hotmail, it could be an Outlook, Office 365 or a Live ID. Any of these 4 email IDs will work. Just say next and there you go. It's just so simple. So there are a few options here. So screen like this, where we have been creating already a lot of sways. So there are all the sways, whoever's address is there. If it's mine or it's Meenakshi's, so all the sways are there. And there are 2 new options. Either we can create a new sway or we can import either a PowerPoint or a PDF. That's actually a very good tool because existing PowerPoints can be imported here and they will give a new feel to it. The sway will give automatically a very new good feel to it. So without working hard on it, to create pictures, to make more effort, this is something very, very simple. So all the existing PDFs or PowerPoints can come into this and it can give it just reinvents itself. So either the next option is create new. So when you say click create new, it will take you to another screen. It's just loading. Yeah, so this is the kind of screen you see when you press create new. So this is the card, what the slide is showing is type of cards. Like in PowerPoints, we have slides. So in Sway, we have cards. So this is the first card which says title your Sway. That's the first card. And there are a number of different cards here. So just put a title here, whatever title you want to put of your presentation, of your story, of your anything, of your newsletter. So just put a title and then you can add, there's a plus sign. So you can click on that plus sign, the green plus sign, and you can add another card to it. Before we go ahead, there are different types of cards. So there are text cards or a media card, meaning a picture, a video, a tweet. You can embed something else. So there are lots of types of medias you can embed here. Or then there are group cards. You can group some cards according to their category. We'll come to that later. Can we go ahead, Meenakshi? So once you start adding your card, just like adding your slides. So here you just keep on adding those on the green plus signs. You can just keep on adding those slides, those cards, and either add a text or add a media or add anything. Like it says it could be a chart, it could be anything, videos, pictures. There are lots of new elements and now we see where do we get these elements from. So we don't have to leave the screen and go to Internet Explorer or any other website to find what we want to put in our Sway. This is right here. So as we see when we press the suggested on the top left, this is all the options I'm getting from OneDrive, OneNote, Facebook, Flickr, Bing, what is the other one? YouTube, Twitter, and you can add any other source. Or you could upload from your own system. Maybe you want to upload something which is existing in your computer, so which you will upload from this place. So there are lots of options right here without leaving the screen. That's so much more simpler for students because they go here and there looking for things and they get distracted. So that's why it makes it very simple even for very young students as grade 2 or 3 to make sways on their own. And the very, very safe point of this is like whenever they want to look for images, all the images are, Creative Commons images, which are like they are totally safe images. they will not get any inappropriate images. That's our main worry, when in school or at home, parents worry that kids should not go to any such sites where they will find some inappropriate content. So that's the best part of SWAY.
I'm just going to recap that for you by taking you back over here on the screen and create a new one for you. So create a new SWAY and you will soon see the below. The interface will pop up. Obviously, the bandwidths do take their own time, but in no time would you have a screen where you can start creating your SWAY. So when you look at the screen that comes up, it'll give you a glimpse of a working web page. So, but the good part of it is that it's going to be very interactive. So you can basically start looking at the screen and you know what the first thing that you're going to do is to give your SWAY a name. So add a title or an image and click on the small cross to add a new content area. Think of these areas as pages on a PowerPoint file. So if I'm, let's say, doing a summer Pathshala for you, I'm going to next add a background image. There you go. So it'll give me a cluster of images, and if I do not like those, because they might not even go up to what belong to what I'm looking for. Let's say I'm saying MS2's webinars. Either. What I want to point out here is that this interface is going to be very intuitive. Whatever I type over here, I don't need to type in the search window. It'll automatically give me certain responses here. So once I click on it, if I like the responses, I might drag and drop a picture to that window. But if they do not suit my needs, also I can look up more pictures by removing the Creative Commons, because the search results that it will show you are going to be tagged, the ones that are being tagged approved by Creative Commons licenses. So if you wouldn't want that, then you might want to remove this, but this is absolutely safe so that when children type anything, no nonsense comes up. Whatever comes here would be approved of Creative Commons, which will carry Creative Commons license. Wow, voila. Do you see this? There is a tweet by Pooja, which I'm just going to drag and drop, and that's it. It becomes a part of my presentation. Let me look for more data. Have you been talking about Summer Pathshala? Have you posted any pictures per se on the web about Summer Pathshala? If you would have, then it might happen that you might be able to figure it here. Well, in case we cannot, then I'm going to be more specific by saying, let's say Skype in the classroom. That's what we did in our first session. So when I typed that, I could now either have typed it here, or I could take up a new deck which would be exactly like taking a new slide in the PowerPoint. So I could be putting it as a heading, I could be adding text to it, I could be adding images, or upload some data which I already have, which I'm just going to show you how, or I could have any of these options. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that as my heading. Okay, and I'm going to look up a picture that is more suitable for my Skype in the classroom. So while I do that, I'm also would want to fetch some data which I can put over here. These are some of the videos that have come up. I would ideally want a picture instead of a video so that it doesn't take time right now for me to embed. So I will look for a picture very quickly. Let's say this one. And I'm just going to drag and drop. Do you see how easy that is? That is like super simple if I have to drag and drop. Let me try and upload something for you. It takes about a few seconds to do that. So if I go to my Summer Pathshala document, I have something like getting started with Skype. That's a PDF over here. So I'm going to embed that over here. Now what you can see is that my PDF is being uploaded over here. It can take up any of your formats that you would want this media to take up. So basically, add some content to your SWAY. When you click on the plus sign, you will be given the option to add heading, text, media, upload. Choose the appropriate content. Arrange your sections. Use the layout button and then change layout. area to move around the paths within your sections. So can you spot? Okay, now it's giving me two options. Either it can import or it can embed. Let's say if I want to import it, it's going to take longer because your PDF is being added. It's going to take some time. You may need to reorder some cards. So what I'm going to do is, although I can, but currently I really wouldn't be able to accommodate the time. So what I'm going to do is, in the meanwhile, I'm going to show you some layouts. These layouts are for horizontal scrolls or the vertical scrolls, the way you want it. But if I don't want to get into that mess, all I have to do is click in the area where I was working and press my magic button. That magic button is my student's favorite button, and it's called Remix. Well, when I remix it, it's going to transform the way it looked. It's going to give it its own way of displaying. If I like it, good. If I don't like it, I can mix it up again. Wow, look at that background. Isn't that really interesting? So basically, after you have added all your media, which means that when you add, you have a choice for a number of resources, like the way Jyoti has shown you. You could actually choose the mood of your sway. In the top right hand of the interface is an area where you can choose themes and fonts of your sway, which basically lies somewhere here. So you could do that, but a lazy bum like me would want to take what's available here and take it forward to see if it's looking appropriate enough. Now this looks a little too wide to me. I'm a little picky, so let me remix it again. Well, it gives you the power to remix as many times as you would want. Well, the message that it has given me is that you've exceeded the number of content items. So to save or remove the content, you have used 234 out of the 200 items. So I might have to reduce the number of paragraphs that are there in my PDF, or maybe I can just let them embed it. Okay, so these are my options, and I can keep remixing as many times as I want. So Sway is basically the canvas you create using Sway. Drop in your content from your cloud storage, your device, or social networks. Built-in content sources like OneDrive, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And Sway's built-in design engine takes the hassle out of formatting your content, integrating it all into cohesive layout as you create. That's exactly what I've been demonstrating it to you. As you add more content, Sway continues to analyze and arrange it based on the logarithm and design styles incorporated into the Sway. So we've had students for even grade 2 who have created Sways who very successfully, and they've used Sway in the way they want to use it. They want to tell their stories, they want to show it off to the world. They've done all of that. Now, did I really add all of this content? Well, all of this was lying in my PDF, and it has taken all of that content, and now I can manipulate this content. Let's say I want to make this picture larger. So here is the emphasis point. I can make it moderate, or I could make it intense. So this picture will become larger, and that's how I can play around with my content. Jyoti, would you like to add anything here?
No, I think you've covered it.
Alright. So basically designing this way, if you look at the design, this sort of a pull down window is going to come up, and you could just choose your font, you could choose your colors, you could choose your background. So play it the way you want to. Of course, I've spoken about the remix options. I do it to show you. So it's absolutely interactive. Sways by comparison are way easier to share. Just click the share button and you can post your Sway onto Facebook, Twitter, and email it, or even embed it in your blog or send its URL, among other options. So this is a very simple way in which you can actually share the stories that you have created. Hasn't storytelling gotten a new meaning altogether? How many of you agree? Come on, I need your thumbs up or a thumbs down in the chat window. Awesome, so many thumbs up. I really love those thumbs ups. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is that Sway is 100% teacher friendly and can be used in a variety of different ways. You can check out many languages also over there. What you saw when I was creating this is, and I should not forget, I've not saved this. This is like an online document that I'm working on, and this will stay. I do not need to save this, but when I have to access it, I just need to go to sway.com, sign in, and voila, there it is. So you can access it from here. What you see in front of you are some of the sways that have been created by my team. And here's a very interesting one for all those who thought languages are a challenge. Well, there you go. This is a sway which is a hot favorite sway of ours, because there is a concept which gave us nightmares back then. Well, that topic, I hope, Meenakshi, you're not listening. You're really going to kill me for this. Anywho, this is a sway which was created by our very own Meenakshi Alawat. She's also our partner and a co-founder. And she created this sway to generate a newfound interest. And Playful Me is always going to keep remixing it till I really like the look and feel of it. And your students can do that too. So they can play around with the whole look and feel of the presentation, and the moment they like it, they can start viewing it. So basically, this is a sway about Muhavre and Lakotiyaan. Yeah, very tough topics to deal with in Hindi, but here our Hindi teacher makes it super easy for her students to access. Of course, I can change it because I've made it. My ID has been used to make this. So definitely this is a co-created element, and I can increase or decrease the size of the font. When I know it's not fitting in, I could make it smaller or bigger. So here what she did was she actually lifted a PowerPoint which she had created on an earlier occasion, and she created a sway out of it. On top of that, she added certain elements to this sway. Well, who would forget what Doodh Ka Chand Hona would mean if you look at a picture like that? And if you have imagery, if you have text, if you have meaning all in one go, displayed in such an interesting manner, all of those Asman Par Sar Uthana and everything goes so interesting, isn't it? So this could be any subject. This could be just any language. Our Spanish teachers and our French teachers have used it very effectively within their classrooms also. So all you language teachers out there, isn't that a blessing? And I know who's smiling in the room. I know, Rupa, you have a smile on your face. Well, yes, there are very few tools. That's what I used to hear from people all the time, that there are very few tools which the language teachers can use all the time. Let me tell you, in one of our EdTech Sundays, we've had Mr. Palendu Sharma come in to help you use any tool possible in any language that you would want to. There are multiple languages available, and all these recordings can be found on YouTube. So you could look up our channel and you could view them, and please start using those presentations. We'll only be happy to share that data with you. So there are many sample sways here. You've seen the Great Cleanup Plan. Would you like to take a look at the sway created about the Great Cleanup Plan? Yeah, why not? Do I give you a choice? No, I do not give you a choice there, but I just show you what we have. So you saw that plan in OneNote notebook. Again, using the send to sway option, you can simply send it to sway and sway it up to tell your story. So this is how we told our story to the world. The Great Cleanup Plan. It had a project overview. I'm just going to scroll it through so that you can see, because you've seen this project in OneNote. And now why I'm showing you is to show you the difference of how beautifully it comes across as a sway. It looks like a story being told. It looks like a presentation. It looks exactly like if I were to make a presentation to any of the stakeholders, principals, parents, students. I have something absolutely ready for me to go. There you go. Similarly, we have many more sways which we can keep sharing with you, and we will in the times to come. Okay, chat window time. How would you use your sway in your class? There are some samples that I have shown you. I would now like to hear from you. How would you use sway in your classroom? Time for the chat window, please. Get those fingers working and show us your love for Sway. We really, really need to see your love for Sway.
Okay, we have some nice responses. People are saying for subject, for digital design, for collaboration, to show real life stories. Yeah, awesome. That's a very good responses you guys are giving.
But these are educators that we are talking about. Ideas is your domain. So, take this tool away and create stories. At the end of this session, your expectation from our expectation from you is that you would create a Sway and tell your stories. So today is again not only about viewing, this is all about creating too. So what we expect you to do is we expect you to create stories. We expect you to do your bit in this webinar by making an assignment about Sway. So sway it up, share that link with us on Yammer, or email that link to us on the link that we have given you, on the ID that we have shared with you. Once again, we're going to share that ID with you in the chat window. It's coming right away. And please do sway it up. I would love to see different sways. I am absolutely impressed how you've taken Skype to the next level, and it's being highly appreciated by the team at Microsoft too. And I am going to get you their comments. I am going to give you back a feedback of how people feel about your product. So please keep doing all that awesome work. Please carry on with that awesome work of yours. And we completely understand that there is some time wherein you might need some extra time to present or to share. We completely understand. Therefore, we have a longish window right now. Next session will be on Saturday, which is 18th of June. So you do have good 4 days to do this work and come back. Therefore, please do this work. Is it really echoing?
Yeah,
our voice is echoing?
Yeah,
I'm not sure what I can do about it, but okay. Is it echoing now?
No voice.
You can't hear properly? Okay, no voice now. All right. Okay, it's better. Okay, is it better? Yeah, it's fine. Okay, great. All right. I think then if for some of you it is clear and for some of you it is echoing, this means that there has to be a challenge at your end. All right. So continuing with the story today, your storytelling session should begin anytime now. Start swing it up. Okay, the second tool that we are going to talk about is OfficeMix. Before we go on OfficeMix, let me tell you and give you certain ideas. Well, I know ideas, and you're not short of ideas, but let's see what my top 10 ideas of swaying it up in your classroom or teaching classes can be. For presentations, teachers and students can sway a presentation tool for learning e-textbooks. Create your own e-textbooks with links, information, videos, images, and questions. You can then direct students to different websites using Sway as a basic learning pathway. Interesting? Okay. You can create picture books. Get students to create a storybook using Sway. Experiment and research reports. Use Sway to show your research, experiment videos, and results. You could even make your next science report using Sway. How's that? Artwork or multimedia portfolios. Use Sway or product portfolio to show a number of your creations. All you art teachers out there, you create such lovely stuff in your art room. Don't let it be hidden over there. Go ahead, take a camera, click those pictures and create a story. So spend some time to explain what your project was and why you created it. So it's not only showcasing your products, but telling your story too. Boom. You could even create a dictionary. Well, Sway would make an awesome picture dictionary for English or any other language that you're teaching in your class. Hindi teachers, you're listening. Set groups. The task to create dictionary completes the audio is complete with an audio track. So you could even insert certain audio by uploading SoundCloud. So you could use SoundCloud to do that. Isn't that an awesome idea? Well, a thumbs up from the language teachers, I hope. Book and film reviews can be done with this. This multimodal tool makes a wonderful platform for students to create literacy such as reviews and analysis pieces. It's an awesome professional learning resource. Create a sway for professional learning by bringing together links and helps and examples and advice for teachers, colleagues with which you are working. Flip the classroom content delivery. Use Sway to deliver your unit of study. Bring all the contents together and allow students to view it at home in one space. Share the link with the parents. Ask them to show that very presentation or that very link, open it up on the device, give it to the child for some time, let the child view it, and then take this device away. And I don't think parents are going to really mind that. So all you have to do is share the link and you're done. School showcases. Bring out the best of your school together. Simply choose images, text, video, then embed your sway and create a sway letter. Just like you do a newsletter, where you do that every month or you do that every week or you do it once a year. It is absolutely a cool idea or a new way to share your school's success. This is like a mini or a micro website for your school to showcase what you're doing. I think I've given you enough awesome ideas to just take away and start implementing. So wait for nothing. Just start your work. Let's now begin talking about OfficeMix. So what's OfficeMix?
Yeah. So what's OfficeMix? It's just a simple add-on to your PowerPoint. It sounds like very complicated, but something very simple, very user-friendly. Very user-friendly, very effective in classrooms. So let's go ahead and see what is OfficeMix. Okay, so as I said, it's an add-in for PowerPoint. It allows PowerPoint to modify slides into very interactive online lessons or presentations as in what you need in your classrooms. And basically it aims primarily for education purposes. You can record your voice or you can make a video, you can write on slides, you can do inking on your slides. We will get to that later. And you can engage your viewers with quizzes and polls, which is something very new as a PowerPoint add-on. So these are some main features in OfficeMix. So as I said, you can slide recording, you can do slide recording. We will come to that later. We can have interactive quizzes and video apps. We can see if the students are understanding the concept or not. After every 2 or 3 slides, we can have interactive quizzes within the PowerPoint. We can also add. There's a in the Microsoft Store and the App Store you can go and get the mix, and there are a lot of add-ins available in the store. We will come to that. And once the mix is ready, we can export it as a video also. So these are something very short. We are just doing an overview. We will come to all the details in the next slides.
What I want to check is people are still saying it's echoing. I am not too sure why it's echoing. I am trying to plug in another plugin to see if the audio improves. Can you please let me know if it's still echoing, or is it echoing now? It's echoing very badly.
No.
Okay, tell me something. Is it echoing now? Is it echoing now? Is it better now? Okay. Is it better? Alright. Okay, so it's better. Can we get it going? Okay. Alright, so looks like it is better. And no video, no. Right now no video because we were talking, so I've taken that video away. I'm bringing the video back now. Jyoti's eye is still on the chat window to see if there is any more echoing happening. Alright, so let me show you something before I start. Time for work. It's time for photosynthesis. Before we move on, take a close look at the picture given here. Right from the bottom to the trunk to the top of the tree. Notice all the activities that are happening on the tree. Move to the next slide and record what you saw. Alright, what you saw was slide recording. Well, slide recording is one of the most important features provided by Mix. It allows you to write on your slide and record your audio video while doing the same. This single tool puts the concept of flipped learning into practice. What you see right now here are your options of what you can do with Mix. Mix is an add-in. Like I said, if you look at this, this is the normal ribbon that runs on top of the PowerPoint, and in that entire ribbon you will see a new add-in which is called Mix. Once you click on it, it's going to give you all these options. The first option that you have is slide recording. I'm going to take it off the mode and I'm going to show you right on my screen. This is what OfficeMix is. This is where Mix lies, and if I say slide recording, it's going to take just a few minutes and it's going to give you an option to record myself either as in the form of an audio or a video. My options lie on the right hand corner. If you can see here, the audio and the video options are here. Right now it's on no camera. I can make it on camera too, but right now if let's say I want to do some recording here, so I'm going to demonstrate to you how you do it. I pick my color of the pen and I pick the thickness, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start recording now. Let's say I'm presenting on slide recording. Slide recording is an option within Mix, which is one of the most powerful features provided by Mix. It allows you to write. I'm going to choose my pen and I'm going to choose my color and I'm going to write on this, and I can underline. Right now I think I'm presenting, therefore it is not happening right now, but basically that's how you do. And when you close this, it'll come on your own screen as a Mix. So I cannot be running a slide and doing the Mix together, but basically if I give you the demo, that's how it works. It is super simple.
Everybody's saying they can't see anything, so just maybe we need to wait some. There's no video for them this way.
Okay, now do you see a video? Now do you see the slide? But we can see it.
Yeah, but this is no.
Okay, then that's definitely a bandwidth issue.
Okay, because, some can see.
Yeah, because we can see it. We are running multiple screens here, and we can see the slide, right? All right. So basically, that's how you do slide recording. So this is a screen for you. When you get to select the slide recording, you can use the stylus color. That's the stylus, and the color you can choose from here to highlight any portion and record your audiovisual explaining the slide, just the way I showed you the slide that we ran on the story. That was a story about photosynthesis, and if I want to draw my students' attention to a particular slide or a particular word, that's how I do it. There is something amazing that's embedded within this tool. I don't know whether my student was really watching or viewing or not. Did he really listen to what I had said? Well, this is one which way to check. There are quizzes that you can embed within your PowerPoint, which are going to be interactive. So what was going up and down the tree trunk? I wanted them to notice. I'm not too sure whether they notice or not. So they can go back, look again, and then come to this slide to answer the question. That's kind of a diagnostic assessment. That's also kind of formative assessment, because I want them to notice that there is something that's going up and down and this is really not just a movie rolling for you, right? How do I do that? I do that using this amazing feature which is called interactive quizzes, videos and apps. So the second icon on the ribbon is quizzes, videos and apps. Once you click on it, this is what pops up. Lab apps for Office, which are free response quizzes, multiple choice quizzes, multiple response poll, or a true and false quiz the way you want it. Here's another one. If I want to embed an interactive quiz app on a multiple choice, what I do is I embed my answer or my question over here, and I give my responses over here as my answers. The first option that I do is basically the correct answer, therefore it shows in green. So the selection gives you an option for creating multiple choice question, and it also gives you the control to allow single, multiple choices, to shuffle answers, or to limit attempts. These are your options to do that. Isn't that really awesome? That's like, you know, the quizzes and the quizzes that you see which are all like online available, but you could never personalize them or make them suitable for your content. So here you go. You have a choice of making it to your contention to suit your content. So let's say this is the interactive quiz. That's how it is going to show to a student. He can choose to answer. Till he clicks on the correct answer, it will not let it go on the next slide. Boon. Well, Khan Academy's all videos are available to you within OfficeMix. The Khan Academy content can be directly accessed without opening any browser. Isn't that a boon? Isn't that a boon for you to know that your child, your student doesn't need to go on the World Wide Web and can have access to all Khan Academy videos through this? So you have the power to choose a video, pull it out and make it available to your students without really going on the browser. This gives you a high quality online content library right from your toolbar. How many thumbs up for this one then? You have math, you have science, you have economics and finance, computing, you have test papers, you have talks and interviews, you have coach and classroom resources, you have exercises, you have videos. What more would you ask for? So you can directly insert the content from a Khan Academy in your presentations, which gives you enormous opportunities to strengthen the concepts of students in a very interactive and interesting way. Here's an example, again on photosynthesis. That's the Kelvin cycle. Well, who knows the Kelvin cycle, but this is just an example for you. Screen recording. That's the third option that you have. Screen recording lets you record the screen, including the recording of the pointer and your audio in the background explaining the activities on the screen. Let me tell you, most of the times, which means 99% times, my recording option on Skype for Business works. But the day it doesn't work, or in case I do not have, let's say I'm using a simple Skype, or let's say I like something on a website and I really want to explain it to my students the next day and I'm not there to explain it and I do not have the web facility. This comes as a rescue. You do the screen recording and you create a little video sort of a thing, and the next day you do not need the internet connection to show it to your students. So all you have to do is run it for them and they will be able to view exactly what you wanted to tell them. So we have recorded our Skype sessions using OfficeMix. You have to select the screen area to record this, and I think Kamala Nehru School, I told you about it. I have the recorded version of the Skype session that I had with you using OfficeMix. It's really a boon in our lives. So that's the way the screen appears. And this is the way you can select the area that you would want the record to be recorded. And here's another one for you.
After reading and listening to this story, I hope you understand that chlorophyll is a pigment that gives leaves their green color.
What I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you this as a preview. Then maybe you'll be able to see the recordings, because I understand that you were not able to view it earlier. Okay. Oh, you can't hear it. Because the audio is right now being plugged in using another device. But what you can see here is, as I speak, I have embedded the inking facility. I've taken the inking facility to bring to focus certain words, the key words in this entire definition. It's very difficult for a grade 4 child to learn such a long definition, but if it has brought to notice the keywords, the students' eye will go to the keywords and they will be able to do that, at least capture the keywords. How that you saw that, let me help you hear it.
After reading and listening to this story, I hope you understand that chlorophyll is a pigment that gives leaves their green color. Using energy from the sun, water, and air, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll helps leaves make their own food. Leaves also put oxygen into the air for us to breathe. This is called photosynthesis.
Now that you've seen it in action, I'm sure it gives you a very good idea of what you can do. So basically, it is actually creating a video in your app since your students are still learning. Number 4, it can give you a preview just the way I gave you a preview. It gives you a preview of what you can actually do of the final outcome. What is it going to look like? You want to see it. The next option for you is upload to the Mix. I can either save it as a video or upload it to Mix. I did not even take you to mix.office.com. So where would you get this OfficeMix? Let me pause here to tell you that it's, like I said, it's a free add-in. All you need to do is you need to go to mix.office.com and you can download this in your system and you're good to go. The only catch being here is that your system should be on Office 13 and above. Yes, you can work on OfficeMix only if you have Office 13 and above. Therefore, if you have that, please download this Mix and start using. I can give you some great ideas for using OfficeMix. Make great lessons with familiar tools. Build a compelling online lesson as easy as your PowerPoint deck. So you have your existing deck. All you have to do is create some more stories. So you could create engagement. It's easy to add quizzes and simulations to your lessons and engage students and reinforce concepts. Choose activities from our library, or you could even build your own. When you are signed in, I'll show you once I'm signed in. It'll give you an option to either go to the gallery or take you to My Mixes. So you could use any of those options and have a look at the content library that Mix offers to you. Why reinvent the wheel all the time when you already can work on it? So share and publish very easily. We can take guesswork out of our distributing your content, deliver your content to any device with confidence. You can have a measurable impact on how students are learning because you can actually analyze and you can actually track who's learning what at what pace. I'll show you my mixes to give you an example of what I'm talking about. This is where my mixes will stay once I have uploaded them here. And while I go back to these slides, what it will show me is, it'll give me analytics of exactly how many times this presentation has been viewed or how much of time. This is where the analytics, right? This is one of the presentations which I had shared, or a mix which I had shared with many people. So it'll give me by slides, by visitors, by exercises. It'll tell me how many visitors on this slide, how many views, how much of time did this person spend. So it'll give me all this data in a very organized manner. This is how it gives by visitors. So this is how my presentation is doing, who all has been. On this side, it gives me analytics into who all have been here. So isn't that totally awesome? Well, yes, it gives you the power to track what your students are doing. You don't need to worry about what if they're not viewing? What if we are not doing enough to create excitement about learning? Well, all of that is taken care of. All of that is ironed out. So that's all that OfficeMix does for you. But yes, you do need Office 13 and above to work in OfficeMix. Therefore, today's assignment is going to be largely, I know, based on SWAY, because I know you're very comfortable working with SWAY because it's an online tool. But here's the window is open for you to either create a mix or a SWAY or both and send it to us. You know exactly where to send it to us. You have to email it to us at the website that is, or at the ID that is being shared by Jyoti, or you have to share it, post your link to your SWAY or your mix on Yammer. the beautiful part is if you're posting your mix, you can actually track who's watching, who's viewing, how many slides did they view, how much time did they spend. So that actually gives you a boost to know, wow, somebody is viewing it. And if they're viewing it, they're really liking it or not. So those are the kind of insights that you gain after making a mix. So I leave this window open for you to create more sways, create more stories. So start remixing those stories, start doing your storytelling. Use hashtag classroom diversity to post your posts on Yammer. So post your link on Yammer, and that's your email ID. So I think it's being the deadline is before 18th we meet. I should have it by 17th evening if possible. I'm so glad you've asked. So 17th evening would be a good deadline for you to submit both the assignments by 17th evening. Thank you so much for being here this evening. It's always a pleasure to present and share understandings with you and new knowledge with you. Thank you. All of you have been absolutely awesome. Any questions out there? Any questions? Any questions at all? The room is now open to questions. Thank you, Sonia. The lesson's done.
Will you share it? Yes, we will share the recording.
Yeah, of course, we will. All the recordings will come to you and possibly should be with you by tomorrow. Well, since I do not see many questions coming in, I'm so happy. Either we've been good or you've been too good.
Can mix insert to a sway?
Can mix be inserted to a sway? Well, you be an inquirer and so will I be. Let's find out. Let's try and mix sway and mix. And in case that can't happen, let me tell you, it's not too far, because I'm going to take this request back to the developers. So can you. Ask them. Just ask for more and I'm sure they'll be happy to do more for you. I'm so happy that such challenging questions come here. I do not have an answer right away. But yeah, I promise to come back to you with this. Since there are no more questions in the window, I'm going to say a very, 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 very much thank you very much for being here. So yeah, one question from OneNote. How to display YouTube window. I think we gave a demo last time on that. I would absolutely request you, Chanchal, to view the recording. That one has how to display YouTube window in your OneNote. So just view the recording once again. Alright, otherwise I'll come back to you. I think we are running out of time now because I don't want to hold you back. So thank you very much for being here, and you were absolutely, absolutely awesome. Thank you.